LA Jen Redmond, thank you for coming. Nice to see everybody here tonight for our presentation by our Chair of Finance, Councillor Jody Jackson, of the 26-27 town budget, operating capital, and the utility budget, and all the associated budgets. I think we have like 5 entities: a business park, a seniors complex, and several other entities that are part of the town of Stratford. So that how we're going to spend your tax money, that'll be presented here tonight. So, but before we do that, I just want to acknowledge that the land upon which we gather is the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq, and we pay our respects to the Indigenous Mi'kmaq people of this territory, past, present, and future. And I guess I'll leave the preamble and everything to the Chair of Finance, Councillor Jody Jackson, in his budget presentation. But I just want to briefly say that it's been great working with Jody and with the whole council on this budget, and the staff who have done a lot of work, putting a lot of effort into this. And we always give it a lot of thought, and we really try to use your tax dollars to the best, to get the best value for the dollar and do things that you really want and need, and that we're trying to provide those programs and services for the people of Stratford. So with that, I'll turn it over to our Finance Chair, Councillor Jody Jackson. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship. Good evening, everyone. Nice to see some reps from our Crossroads Fire Company, Derek from our Heritage and Planning and Heritage Committee, MLA Redmond, council members, Your Worship, and our staff, and those that are online. Good evening. Welcome to the Town of Stratford's presentation of the 2026-27 draft budget. There we go. A couple more councillors coming in. As Chair of Finance and Technology, I'm pleased to present the draft budget to you this evening on behalf of my fellow members of Stratford Town Council. A copy of this presentation document will be available to you online by the end of the day tomorrow. The format for this evening will be similar to past draft budget presentations. I will begin by presenting the draft budget highlights to you, followed by an opportunity for questions and answers, observations, and other comments related to what you hear this evening. We will also have a short online survey available to you to provide feedback to us. It will open tomorrow, so March 6th, and will remain open till the end of the day on March 16th, 2026. Stratford, this is your time to have your say. Please reflect on what we present to you and then participate in the short online survey to give us your feedback. So as we begin, I'd like to thank the individuals and groups who submitted budget requests through the annual call-out, which took place late last year. We have reviewed the requests received, and you will see some of those requests captured in this or in future budgets. The 2026-27 draft budget is the result of a collaboration between town staff and council. I extend my heartfelt thanks to my fellow councillors and mayor and town staff for their extensive work on the budget to date and for the work yet to come in March as we proceed to the passing of the budget later this month. We believe the draft budget being presented this evening is fair and reasonable given our current circumstances. It provides several necessary projects and expanded services, and as previously committed, includes setting aside funds for future priorities, including the community campus. As every budget period requires, with this year being no exception, throughout the draft budget process, we have been required to make some tough choices. As you may recall, over the past 2 years, we've included a 2-cent property tax increase as was presented in the 3-year plan in our 2024-2025 budget. This increase is necessary to ensure that we are planning responsibly and maintaining strong financial stewardship for the town of Stratford. However, I'm pleased to highlight that there will be no increase to Stratford utility rates in the coming year. It is important to note that through the Municipal Government Act, municipalities are not able to project a deficit when preparing their annual operating budgets, unlike other levels of government. This is significant for residents to recognize, as it can also add to the challenging act of balancing all requests and wants received or known to us. We continue to live in an often unstable and changing world climate, which can affect our ability to deliver cost-efficient and timely projects, or to be able to ensure stable pricing on purchases. I think we've all seen today, this week, the price of fuel and different things that has been so volatile. So we're doing our best to insulate residents from that. So I can assure you, though, that your council and staff are very much on top of this and are always mindful of how we spend your tax dollars. The town of Stratford remains in a strong financial position. Our community has a long history of being fiscally responsible and of diligently planning for our future. This includes a careful examination of all proposed expenditures to ensure that construction or implementation costs, as well as anticipated life cycle operating and maintenance costs, are factored into every decision. This budget today continues to show us to be fiscally responsible while making investments that help us build the best community possible. So under municipal growth and taxes, we are a community that continues to grow, and with that comes both challenges and opportunities. While you have heard us say this before, it remains true that the current period of growth within our town has put a short-term strain on our finances. However, with careful planning, we are confident that we can continue to grow in a sustainable and affordable manner. Increased funding for water and sewer infrastructure, trails and sidewalks, recreation and culture programming, and police and fire protection, among others, are required for growth to occur and should be seen as an investment in our future, even though they come at a significant expense. Your council and staff are committed to ensuring that the services and programming you expect and deserve remain in place. Continued growth must be enabled through forward-thinking and strategic investments. Many residents are unaware of how their property taxes are divided between the town and the province, with only approximately 30% of your full property taxes paid being returned to municipalities like ours on PEI to deliver an increasing list of services and programs. While it may appear that we are a fiscally well-off community due to our steady growth and our higher than average property assessments, the reality is that our budgets remain tight as we balance service delivery, debt repayment, and continued investment in our community. That said, we are fiscally responsible, and your council is committed to presenting the fairest and most balanced budget possible. Much of the revenue received by the town of Stratford from the property taxes collected goes towards services that the town has ultimately very little discretion over, except in some cases where we can set the service level you receive. These include items like police and fire protection, transit, street lighting, and active transportation. So onto the 2026-27 budget investments. As our community continues to grow, it is essential that we remain financially prepared for the future. The following initiatives are included in the budget to ensure that Stratford continues to grow in a sustainable and fiscally responsible manner. So under sustainable growth and infrastructure, further development of public amenities on the town's waterfront, long-term planning for water and wastewater capacity to accommodate residential and commercial development, and integration of asset management planning to extend the life of municipal infrastructure and to control costs. Under transit and mobility, further expansion of transit services, including increased frequency, route optimization, and improved accessibility. We're also including enhancements to our active transportation networks, such as multi-use trails and bike lanes, connecting neighborhoods, schools, and commercial areas. We're also collaborating with regional partners to support integrated transportation planning. So under economic development and business growth, we have ongoing development of the Stratford Business Park, including the sale of remaining service lots and planning for future phases. We also have targeted efforts to attract new commercial and light industrial investment while supporting the expansion of existing businesses. We're also have strengthened engagement with the local business community through partnerships, consultations, and economic development initiatives. So under housing and community development, support for diverse housing options, including affordable housing, seniors housing, and mixed-use developments. Continued collaboration with provincial and federal partners to address housing supply and affordability challenges. And updates to land use planning policies to encourage smart growth and density in appropriate areas. So under public safety and community well-being, continued development of the community campus with a key focus on the construction of a new wellness facility to support community health, recreation, and overall well-being. We also talk to the expansion of the e-watch camera system and other technology-driven safety initiatives, investments in emergency preparedness and response, including lessons learned from extreme weather events, and continued partnerships with police, fire, and emergency services to meet the needs of a growing population. So in the area of climate action and environmental stewardship, implementation of climate adaptation strategies, particularly in response to severe weather events and coastal impacts, protection and enhancement of green spaces, parks, and natural areas, and the promotion of sustainable practices across municipal operations and community programs. Under governance and service delivery, an ongoing review of service levels and operational efficiency to ensure value for taxpayers, negotiation of updated revenue sharing agreements with the province to reflect Stratford's growth and service demands, and increased use of data, technology, and digital services to improve customer service and transparency. And lastly, continued community engagement to ensure residents' voices inform decision-making. Some specific areas within the 2026-27 budget that require a larger portion of the budget include police and fire protection. Both of these areas are essential to our community, and we are grateful to the individuals who provide these services, especially those who are here with us tonight and our other folks that are out on patrol right now and serving our residents. In the upcoming budget, included within the $1.55 million allocated for police protection, includes the cost to the municipality for body-worn cameras, as well as the latest increase through the RCMP's National Collective Agreement. Within the $1.38 million allocated towards the fire company are the town's portion of fire dues for all residential and commercial properties in the town of Stratford. These dues are collected as part of our municipal taxes and remitted on your behalf. The town will also be contributing to a new ladder truck being acquired by the Crossroads Fire Department and is anticipated to arrive this month. That's excellent news. Well done. Town of Stratford operating budget. So to accommodate the above noted projects and investments across the town's departments, and as announced as part of the 2024-25 Stratford budget, Council has agreed to a planned 2-cent municipal tax increase for each of the 3 years, with the upcoming budget being the third and final year of implementation. This increase will assist the town of Stratford in delivering on various projects and in making investments that are needed for the town's growth and development. Stratford Town Council collectively remain committed to the full build-out of the community campus, which includes the construction of a new community and wellness facility. Initial support from the federal government was announced earlier this year, and the province of PEI has pledged their support as well to this needed facility. This facility will incorporate sporting facilities, cultural space, space for our youth, a new library, and leased retail space. The town's proactive decision to implement a 3-year tax increase has been a key differentiator in ongoing discussions with provincial and federal partners. Many municipalities seek funding for major projects, but Stratford stands out in that we have already taken concrete steps to build financial capacity and demonstrate local commitment. It goes without saying, this is a big project for us, and to know that we are setting the stage and laying the groundwork for not only capital, but operational costs is a good idea and something we stand firmly behind. As committed to since this 3-year tax increase plan began, surpluses generated are being placed in a reserve to allow council to contribute to the capital of this project and towards future operating costs, as I mentioned, as well as towards other investments required for the community's growth. We believe that these investments are necessary to support the town's growing population and meet the demands of our community, and facilities such as those planned for the community campus are deserving of our residents to have access to within our own community. As demonstrated on the included graphic, following through in the 3rd year of this tax increase will benefit the community in the long run, specifically related to the community campus. So you can see there, by implementing this final 2 cents, there's a massive impact as we go forward. So it's something that we did take very seriously, but it is, we owe it to the residents and the future councils to do this, so 100% support there. As said, it's always been a difficult and balanced decision by any member of Stratford Town Council or staff to increase taxes. As we reviewed this year's budget, this has been no exception. We have had many thoughtful discussions on this matter. We believe it is important that the decisions we make today position future councils for success and do not create undue challenges for those who follow. We believe that continuing with our 3rd year of the plan is providing good governance to our residents. To provide context, the 2-cent increase will amount to approximately $80 more per year for a property assessed at $400,000. So the Stratford Utility Corporation continues to operate on a cash recovery basis, so that the town undertakes annual analysis to ensure that our rates are equitable to our customers while being sufficient to meet our long-term needs. I'm very pleased to share that the 2026-27 draft budget is proposing no increase to base or consumption rates. I commend staff on their work in this area and our ability to continue to provide a reliable service to Stratford utility customers within the means we have. I believe you can see the water and sewer rates that are up there. Just to note on that, over the past year, many projects were initiated by the Stratford utility, including the addition of 14 hydrants within the core area, renewal of 357 meters of sanitary sewer main using trenchless technologies, and construction has begun on the addition of backup generators to 6 of our larger and/or most vulnerable sewage lift stations that will be commissioned and operational in time for the upcoming hurricane season. It was something we saw during Fiona that was, I think a lot of communities were not really prepared for that, but we've made the best use of funding and different things to make sure that we're in a good position next time. A few future projects in the upcoming year include continuing with the renewal of concrete sanitary sewer main using trenchless technologies, decommissioning of the Harborview sewage lift station and redirecting flow to the nearby waterfront station, addition of fire hydrants in the core area of the town, upgrades to Cable Heights water station and the Zakem sewage lift station subject to funding, and replacement of the water distribution system in Reeves Estate, which is also subject to funding. This past year, our Stratford utility customers reduced their water usage to an average of 170 cubic meters compared to an average of 175 cubic meters at the end of 2024. We do appreciate the continued efforts to conserve water within our town. So in summary, in closing, and on behalf of my fellow town councilors and staff, I thank you in advance for your input into this process. It is important for us to now hear from residents as we work to make the best decisions for our community. We are committed to being fiscally responsible with your money while balancing the needs and wants of our community, and we will continue to listen to you. Over the next few days, we kindly ask that you spend some time reviewing the draft budget information. After doing so, please use the brief online survey we have developed to let us know how it reflects and meets your priorities for the upcoming year. Your feedback will enable us to consider adjustments where necessary before we pass the budget later this month. We have a wonderful community in which to live and work. Let's continue to work together to build the best community possible. I now open the floor to comments and questions. Please come to the microphone so that those viewing online can hear you. And if you're watching through the live stream, you can use the chat function and type in your question, which will be read aloud. We would ask you to please state your name as well before beginning your question or comment. I now open the floor. Thank you. Anyone? Thank you, Worship. Any questions from the floor? Feel free. Any online, Wendy, or? Okay. It's only 3 people on. That's okay. Many more will watch it when they're tired of watching the news. When Compass is over. Maybe a last call for any comments from the floor or from those online, or any questions. Again, we are open to questions. You'll see the survey, I guess, as of tomorrow. This will be online as of tomorrow, and we will open up the survey. So by all means, have a chance to look at it. Let us know your thoughts, and we will consider all those when we come to give final approval later this month. So with that, I will close. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.